What's up, YouTube? Welcome back to the channel, and thank you so much for jumping into another video. My name is Josh, and I'm just your average Joe day trader. Well, it's Friday. The markets are closed, at least as we say, we're going into the weekend, right? Market's going to shut down at 8 p.m. tonight. We're not going to have any 24-hour running stocks. Everything gets to go take a little bit of a weekend rest and breathe. It doesn't stop things from potentially pumping up or pumping down, because come Sunday night, 8 p.m., when we do the gap up party, when we do our live Sunday night gap up, we get to talk a little bit about what we see on the S&P 500. The camera might be a little bit shaky today. I'm not sure really what's going on, but I'm in my truck today, so but it shouldn't be shaky. I think I'm on Interstate 95 in South Florida, and sometimes the interstate roads are a lot worse than what I normally am driving on, which is the Florida Turnpike, a little bit smoother, and I'm seeing that in the bounce. So I'm sorry if it is bouncing like crazy. I don't really know how to stop that. I guess I could hold my hand on it for a little while until I get to smoother roads. But so let's talk a little bit about the market today. First of all, the S&P 500 did pull back a little bit today. The NASDAQ and the Dow Jones, even though there was some pullback, they all closed in the green today, which is really cool because the market's still green. Everything's still running green. There's a couple things I'm going to warn you about that you need to keep your eye on. But overall, the market was green today. And some of the things I talked about in yesterday's video didn't really do what I expected to do. First of all, you know that I took a position in one of the Amazon ETFs. I got 100 shares. It pumped up with the earnings report. Awesome pump up. It went over $15. I think it got to about $15.25. And it did drop back down. It hovered around $15, $14.95 all day long. And then last I looked, it was at about $14.89 or $14.93 in this post market. And we'll see. You know, a lot of people are telling me, hey, close out the position, call it a day, take profit on it. I personally am like, you know, I think it's still got some room to pump, but we'll see. I'm going to kind of play it by ear on Sunday night and see what the market does with it. It's a 24-hour stock, so I can get out of it on Sunday night if I want to, or let it run through the 24-hour market if it's a gap up on the S&P 500. So we'll totally see on that, but not thinking anything too crazy on that one. APLD, just like I told you yesterday, I got in it this morning. It was pumping up this morning a little bit. I was actually kind of saying, like, really? Today's the day you're not going to give me the red candle? I've been telling everybody for the last 3-4 days, you're back to a solid pattern. No, it did. It had a really nice green candle at the market open. And then about 5 to 10 minutes in, it started pulling back. It dropped all the way down to about 34, I don't know, 34.20 something. I did get in it just shy of $35 and ran it all the way up to 36.20 something. I pulled about $400 something out of it today. But again, listen, you know, I had done my math. I said I was at about 1,700 this week in APLD. When I did my math, I was over 1,900. So that puts me at about $2,300 this week just in APLD. And it is an incredible stock. I'm going to take my hand off here and see if we can get away with this. I think we can. Although this is smooth right now. I don't know what's going to happen when I make the turn and then the sun's beating down on my face. But what I want to tell you is, so APLD cranked for me today, and then it kind of pulled back. And then at the end of the day, right before market close, it was interesting. Right before 4 o'clock, it actually, on the 30-minute, it formed a cup and handle. So I don't know what that means for Sunday night when we reopen the market, but potentially, if that was the trail and the trend of it, there's a good possibility that APLD could pump higher than where it's been, about 36.50, 36.75, somewhere around there, and break back up over that $37 and change resistance level that it's been fighting. Also, let's see, AMPX is one I want to bring back to your attention. I'm going to tell you that AMPX on the daily is actually made its turn. It's finally hit a level that I'm very happy with. I'm going to do some technical analysis and charting on it. You know, the fundamentals are there for it, but I'm going to do some technicals on it and kind of see where the charting is actually on it. On the daily chart, it looks really good. It's got about 2 days in the green. One, I think, is red. But it looks pretty good, and I think it's ready to kind of start its run back up. And today, look at this right here. It did have a nice run up. People actually made some good money on it today. I want to say that's $1.50 or $2 per share on AMPX. And if you don't know AMPX, I've talked about it a lot of time. I've done some other videos on it. It's a lithium-ion battery company. If you have a cell phone charger in your house that's a rapid charger, guarantee you it's got an AMPX chip in it. If you are getting ready to buy a Joby electric helicopter, chances are you're going to have something AMPX in it, or even in Archer. So there's a lot of really good things going on with AMPX. Take a look at it. Do some homework on it. It's one I definitely recommend to take back a look at. Let's see, NVIDIA. All right, so let's talk about NVIDIA for a minute. Okay, NVIDIA today, after it has for day after day after day had this amazing pump, started pulling back today. It started to need a chance to breathe a little bit, and it started pulling back a little bit. And the put activity on NVIDIA was incredible. Matter of fact, one of our Discord members, Jason, better known as Frozen Randy, he jumped in puts today. At first I was thinking like, Jason, you're kind of crazy, brother. This thing's still kind of cranking. But he pulled, I don't know, about $160 out of puts just on a 0 DTE today, and made some money. So good for you. Congrats, Jason. Congrats. But chances are NVIDIA is going to start a bit of a pullback and a run down. So I'm going to do some charting on that and kind of see where the levels are, but waiting to see how that's going to look. Tesla today was cranking. I mean, I pulled up Tesla at one point and was like, wow, this thing is moonshotting. And it did really, really well today for Tesla. And obviously I'm driving, so I'm not able to give you a whole lot of the charts and kind of look at some of those technicals, but I am going to over this weekend and double back in a video to share some of that. One stock I want to also throw on your radar is Alibaba, BABA. Alibaba looks very good right now. It looks like it's potentially going into the position of a setup for a good run. Now, if you don't know anything about Alibaba, basically Alibaba is like NVIDIA and Palantir and a bunch of American companies, all in one, but in China. And they are an incredible company and offer a lot and have the potential for a very, very good run up. I'll share some more about Alibaba when I do more of the technical video over the weekend, but I wanted to throw that out there for you. Start taking a look at it, start charting it out a little bit, but it looks pretty good. Another one I want to throw on your radar is Shopify, SHOP. Shopify is one that's got some very good levels, and if it can hold current support where it's at right now, and it breaks that above, it's going to run. It's going to take a run. I mean, it's got pretty amazing potential. So take a look at Shopify also. And of course, you've got two other stocks that I love to talk about. I used to talk about all the time. I got away from them for a minute because they had some major pumps, some big news. But I'm going to tell you, I'm not out as far as long term. Well, really three stocks then, right? Because I'm going to share one other one with you. I'm not out of them long term, but as far as short term day trading, I hadn't been looking at them much because I didn't really love the trend line. But when I was looking today, trying to find stocks that are cheaper than APLD, because APLD is kind of wearing out its welcome for me at the $35 to $40 range, I like to buy 1,000 shares of a stock and get money out of it and not feel like I can only buy 400 shares of stock. Right now in APLD, with what I have liquid, I was buying between 400 and 500 shares, where usually I like to buy at least 1,000 shares and get in and out of it. But the two stocks I want to throw at you right now are SoundHound, Serve Robotics, and then the third one's BBAI. So let me get back to that BBAI army in a minute. But SoundHound, if you look at the daily, looks good. It's another stock that I believe has finally made a daily bottom. We also have, I believe, a good solid green day, a red day, and another solid green day. I've got to look to see how we close the market on SoundHound today, but I like where it's at, and it's at a pretty good price point. And so take a look at SoundHound, do some charting, right? You've got to do your homework on these also. I'm throwing them out to you, but you've got to do your homework on them. And then the other one I want you to look at is Serve Robotics. Serve Robotics is still in a down red trend on the daily. Both Serve and SoundHound today had a nice run up. You could have made good money on them today, but Serve Robotics still on a bit of a downtrend. So I'm waiting for that bottom on the daily to buy back in for a little bit of a longer term, and excited to see where those two are going to go, because those always have been profitable stocks for me, and they're incredible companies with a lot to offer, a lot of future growth. So we will see what happens there. All right, BBAI. So I want to share with you, well, two things about BBAI. One, do not lose confidence. Do not get weary. Do not be dismayed. Do not be upset. Do not be frustrated. Do not panic sell. Do not get rid of all your BBAI. And I know many of my subscribers, many of our Discord members, we talk about BBAI, and BBAI is still a solid, okay? Do not jump the ship on BBAI, okay? Because BBAI will make its turn and run back up over $10. It's just a matter of time. BBAI got pumped up. It had good news, and now it's breathing back down a little bit. Okay, we had some good results when we went into Chicago O'Hare Airport. We had good news when we went to Nashville Airport. Good news in the Panama Canal. Good news, Department of Homeland Security. Listen, the Border Patrol. We've got all these really, really good things going for BBAI. Do not stress about BBAI. Sit and wait patiently. Okay. Now, I don't know where you're at in your position with it, but I would imagine many people that bought it at $3, $4, you're sitting very nice right now, and I know you're planning to hold it for a long time. If you got in it higher at when it was pumping and it was running with the good news and it got over 8, over 9, and you're bag holding, I just say, not financial advice, but personally, I am staying in it. I'm not letting go of it. I'm not going to sell it. I'm waiting to see the pump. And one day we'll be smiling back, looking and going like, man, am I glad I held on to it. I, in my trading life, have sold too many stocks on a pullback, thinking this thing's not going anywhere and I don't want to lose money, only later to go, are you kidding me? All right. I had to literally wait till I can get to an area where the sun wasn't cranking on me. Now it looks like it's nighttime, but it's actually not. It's actually still literally 3 minutes later, but the sun is now over there, and it's going to hit me in a minute from the side window. But my truck is completely blacked out. So, all right, BBAI. Like I was saying, don't stress. BBAI will launch eventually. It's just a matter of time. So, I will be putting out a video this weekend, doing more of the technicals, more analysis. AJDT members, I'm going to put out some charting and strategy, box strategy videos for you this weekend. So look for those. Those will be private to you alone. So look for those videos when they hit. And also on Sunday Night Live, we're going to do the Sunday Night Live for the S&P 500 gap up, gap down, now that we've figured this out. All right. So you can see I am not in the truck anymore. We're back in the studio. What a mess of a recording day between the sun, the bumpy road, the traffic, and then my phone camera telling me I had too much storage, that it couldn't hold another minute of video. I had to wait until I was able to get back in the studio to finish the recording. And it's after midnight, so it's actually now Saturday. So now you're getting a Saturday update because we had a big family gathering here tonight for trick-or-treating. Although we don't necessarily celebrate Halloween, but we enjoy trick-or-treating and being with our grandchild and our kids and our family. And my youngest son is turning 14 on November 4th. So we decided to have, instead of Sunday, a big family get-together, since people were coming to trick-or-treat with us as a big family. We decided to go ahead and do my son's birthday tonight. So that's where I was. So you're getting this video really late, and I'm so sorry. But anyway, I think I left off with BBAI. So BBAI Army, do not think we are failing. We are still winning the fight, moving forward. Have patience, wait for it. It's coming back. And I will tell you two stocks that I was very happy to see on a run today, SMR and Rigetti. Both of them up over $44 per share on the move. Hoping it holds. We'll see. But I'm pretty much somewhat recovered from the 3 weeks ago drop. We had 2 days of solid red. I pretty much have recovered from that. Very happy to get my day trading account back to where it was in a profit zone that I'm very happy continuing to build from now. Some of the stocks that I've stayed in, I'm going to see what they do, and then I may have to go ahead and liquefy them and put that cash back to work somewhere else. APLD, APLX, the ones that actually make me money every day, instead of leaving it continuing to suck the money away in stocks that continue to drop. So anyway, listen, what I wanted to say was have an awesome weekend. Take a deep breath. Take a few minutes with your family or your friends. Go do something fun. Do something awesome. Enjoy the weekend. We will see you Sunday night at 8 p.m. Now listen, 7:45 we start the clock ticking. And there's a 15-minute timer clock kick in, countdown. So if you want to log in at 7:45 and watch it click down for 15 minutes till we get to 8 p.m., great. I will probably be on live at about 5 to 8 before we hit the 15 minutes, so that way we can see the S&P 500 gap up or gap down together. Anyway, looking forward to seeing you on Sunday. Jump in and see the live. You'll get to ask me questions in the chat and talk to me a little bit more. You can throw stocks at me and I'll chart them right for you on the screen, show you my box strategy on them if you want to see that. Anyway, join the Discord, hit the join button below, hit that elite membership. Spaces are limited. I want to make sure you get a space in the Discord, less than $10. Get in there now before the prices run up. And if you like the video, hit the subscribe. I don't know how you couldn't like this video. It was like 12 videos in one, but hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, hit that notification bell so you'll be notified every time we upload a video. God bless you. Thank you for being here. Josh out. Peace.